Hi everyone, Xana Warrior here, Fine Rogue in the studio. Say hi, Fine Rogue.
Hi guys.
Now, I gotta tell you the story of a young Xana, first starting out in Yu-Gi-Oh! Seeing all the decks and thinking to himself, man, banishing is cool. I gotta do more of that. And I tried to make a banishment deck with things like Machu Daiza, and I'm like, yeah, that was terrible. I did very bad. But I always had a bit of an affinity for Helios monsters and banishing in general. So I've always tried throughout years to make a Helios deck, but always failed very badly. But I ended up watching this like 4-year-old video on YouTube about a dude who used Light of Redemption, DDR, Chaos Zone with just like 2 different monsters. I mean, I thought it was going to be the most inconsistent thing on Earth, but it actually worked out super well. He's actually the reason I used 44 cards in my deck. I gotta get a link to the video in the description. So, I tried to update the deck to be more modern. Plus, I made my own dark version of the deck, which I think might even be better. I don't want to toot my own horn or nothing, but... So, there's actually 2 decks to show you today. 2 different replays for each of them, and one very special one we'll show you at the end. What did you think of the decks today, Rogue?
Kind of insane, I gotta say.
Fun as hell, right?
Yeah, especially with the way you're able to get some life points.
Oh
from,
yeah,
from some of the decks. It's insane.
Soul absorption. Yeah, that's your biggest defense, soul absorption. So I'm going to go over a few key cards that are going to be in both decks, and then a few key monsters, just so we don't take up too much of your time. So, alright. So first off, necessary for any banishment deck, we have Macrocosmos. Alright? This card, it resolves, you can special summon a Helios Primordial Sun, which we run in both decks because, fuck, it's so cute. I love it. And while this card's face up on the field, banish everything. If it would go to the graveyard, just banish it. We also have Dimensional Fissure, which is just any monster sent to the graveyard as banished instead. Still good, but we'd rather have Macrocosmos out. Amazing card, but obviously it needed to be limited because this would destroy most decks if it was at 3. I wish like DDs maybe got their own trap card that was like, oh, it's a continuous and would only banish your monsters, but if you have a DD monster out, you can banish all cards on the field. But, you know, that's just me dreaming. And we also have Chaos Zone, which is a field spell. Each time a monster is banished, place 1 chaos counter on the card. And as long as you have at least 4 counters, you can special summon any monster from the banish zone, as long as you get rid of as many counters as they have levels. So this is where the main crux of the deck comes in. You want Chaos Zone out, plus Necroface. If this card is normal summon, send all banish cards into the deck, and it gains 100 attack for each card shuffled. We don't want to do that. We want to leave all the cards in the banish zone. But here's the thing: when it's banished, banish the top 5 cards from your deck and your opponent's deck. So suddenly, if you banish him, get at least 3 monsters in each. Bam, you have 6 in your Chaos Zone. You can get a high-level monster from their deck, or make a Synchro XYZ play for your own deck. It's amazing. Oh my god, so fast. It's so much fun to do. Especially with Gold Sarcophagus, banish 1 card from your deck face up, and during your second standby phase, after this card's activation, if it stays in the banish zone, add it to your hand. So, with these few cards, the deck goes nuts. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, when it... people will say, oh, my deck works when it works, right? But every deck works when it works. This deck works like 80% of the time, which is just wild for any deck that's not really based off an archetype. Now, to get onto light specifically, how do we abuse this? How do we really take advantage of this? Well, we have a few different ways. Start out, we got DD Esper Star Sparrow. You probably don't know about this card. There can only be 1 on the field. Your opponent cannot target other monsters you control with effects or for attacks, so it's good protection for other cards. And when an opponent's blocked, there's a direct attack.
My bad.
Wow, alright. Sound warning. For previous. God, that's gonna hurt some ears. When someone gives you like a direct attack, right, and this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon in defense position. So it banishes itself afterwards too. We usually get this out with Chaos Zone or different dimension reincarnation. Really great card. It's one of the boss monsters, and you're thinking, oh, you're only running 1. How do you get him out? Trust me, if you throw Necroface into the Banish Zone, you're going to find these guys in there. Helios Trismegistus, he gains 300 attack for every banished monster. Yeah, every banished monster. Just so cool. I love the card's design. I love the way it looks. I love that it's light. I love everything about it. A few other things. Fairy Tale Shirayuki banishes 7 cards from your graveyard, field, or hand. You can special summon it from the graveyard, which just helps so much. If you have 2 Necroface in your graveyard, just banish 10 cards immediately. Well, 17 technically, but yeah, it's amazing. Light Ray Greffer, tossing some stuff, free, just banishes cards in your graveyard. Yeah, in the extra deck, the only monster I really want to talk about is Angel of Zera. It's a level 8, and it gains 100 attack for each opponent's banished monsters. And during the standby phase after this card's banished, you can bring it back. So if you have Dimensional Fissure or Macros Cosmos, yeah, it just comes back every turn with like 5,000 attack. So that's light. Super amazing. I really love the deck, and I wanted to make one of my own based off Dark. So let's go over to Dark Banishment. How about that, Jake? You good?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Now, personally, I feel like this deck was a bit faster, a bit better. There's a few reasons for that. Let's go over...
It's because you can instantly get 20,000 life points.
Look, we'll show off that later. We got the classics, Gold Star, we got Chaos Zone, we got Escape from the Dark. Oh, well, this is specifically for Dark. Target one of your banished Dark monsters, special summon that target. It's just Call of the Haunted, but for, Dark monsters in your banished zone. So immediately, just really fast at getting other monsters out. Not like Light of Redemption where it goes back to your hand, which has its own uses, but here we're using it for just getting everything out of the field. So a few cards that make this special. I use Master Change the second, so I can go into Dark Law, just so I can banish my opponent's monsters. Suddenly we have a new boss monster. Dark Magician of Chaos can get himself out with Chaos Scepter Blasts, and several raids with Chaos Zone. Again, amazing card. You can banish any monster he attacks face down, and this card allows him to banish any card on the field face down, and when it's destroyed, so it's good fodder for that. Yeah, he can just bring out another Dark Magician of Chaos, and since his effect lets him grab a spell card from the graveyard every chance he gets during the end phase, you can get this back and just keep doing the thing. And also, I swear to God, I drove home today after thinking, oh man, this deck is kind of slow. I wonder what could help it. I have dark monsters. I'm supposed to be banishing them. What could I use? I slapped my forehead, Allure of Darkness. I'm so stupid. How did I forget this card? I swear. Yeah, run 3 of it, because if you have Necroface in your hand, suddenly you draw 2, get a bunch of monsters in your banish zone. Amazing card. And, yeah, in general, that's all we really wanted to talk about with the deck. Why don't we just go into the replays immediately? Sound good to you?
Sounds fan-fucking-tastic.
Alright, so we're gonna start with Light Banish 1, if that's alright with you.
I'm okay with that.
Now,
pull that up. No, that's the deck editor.
I want to preface this by saying I don't show every replay, because obviously some of it's bad. I do a lot of editing, so if there's a few cards that weren't in there before or I added in later, this is my final version of the deck that I just showed you. Go off that if you're going to try to edit it or anything, or make your own and then post it in the comments like I recommend. But yeah, you ready at Light Banish 1?
Let's do it!
Alright, 3, 2, 1, let's go. I don't even have sound effects. What am I doing? Alright, so we're starting out. Got Power of Duality. This is the light deck, by the way. So we have Chaos Zone. We use Gold Sark, and then banish 5 cards from each of our decks. So now we have 6 Chaos counters out there. He's running Crystron's. A really fun deck, by the way, if you haven't tried it. Gold Sark again, the other Necroface. Makes this deck so consistent. We have 13 counters on here, so we can bring back Necroface, and I use Deadly Sin to attach Necroface to banish 1 monster, just attack directly. Deadly Sin actually, if you actually do battle damage twice, he can become a 4,000 attack monster that can banish all your special summon monsters. But we also get Snow out with Yuki Usagi to make Michael, who can banish other monsters on the field. And then we banish our 2 Necrofaces with Shiryuki's effect. Look, just popping off. There we go. Probably my favorite replay with this one. And OTK. Beautiful.
Boom.
Beautiful. Just suddenly, nothing you can do. Let's go in Light Banish too.
Boom.
And nothing to say about that. That just happened fast. That was quick. Quick, clean. That's exactly how we want the deck to go. Alright, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Here he's running his Beals Turbo deck with zombies. Which automatically you think, oh yeah, that's going to help because Mizuki's there. He's going to banish himself, get us a few counters. Throwing Chaos Zone out there, just with Necrophase. Honestly, it's at this moment we're at a bit of a disadvantage. Probably a bad place to be since we don't have any way to get out our macros or anything. In general, with what I want to do with Gold Sark, by the way, is if you have Chaos Zone or Soul Exchange, I think, the one that gives you more life points, then you throw Necroface out. Like, you throw Necroface in the Banish Zone, so then you get a bunch of counters or a bunch of life. But if you don't have Chaos Zone, I would recommend grabbing Macros, because there's really no other way to search it. And he goes into Beals, very good card. But I decided to use Zeta to banish both of us, and it gets 2 counters every time, even if you come back. So I just keep banishing him, get 2 counters over and over again. Which is where the Synchro monsters really start to help. Currently at 6 counters, I have Deadly Sin out, very good card. Just for getting 2400 damage if they have a wall up or something. And this is fun. I banished both of them with Zeta, but I have 8 counters, so I actually am able to take his Beals. I banished that card, and the internet cut out. He had a huge comeback at that point. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man, either. It was weird.
That's sad. Alright, let's go up to Dark Banishment 1.
Alright.
Alright, you ready to go?
Yeah, buddy.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
All
right, so use a Lure of Darkness. I should have put Chaos Zone down first, but hey, we learned our mistake. We got 6 counters on board because of Necrophase. Fusion Conscription, yeah, his classic Ancient Gear deck, amazing. Oh, also, if Chaos Zone gets destroyed, you can actually search a monster with less of a level than the number of Chaos Zone counters you have on Chaos Zone. But then I'm also able to get it back again with Magician of Chaos and Special Summon, because Chaos Scepter Blast was destroyed as well. And then, at that point, we OTK. Very fast duels today, but this is... it's a fast deck. I have 2 Dark Magicians of Chaos, a Necrophase, and Evil Sworn Thunderbird, which gets counter on there every time he's banishes himself, by the way. So why don't we just go into Dark Banishment too? By the way, I feel like I'm overwhelming you a bit. You want to say anything to these?
Not really, man. No, you're pretty much covering it.
You got it. All right, perfect. All right, let's go to this. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Wait. I started really. Pause it. Okay,
go.
I'm there.
All right, he whips out Raw's Disciple. Now, we have Macros Cosmos immediately, so that's pretty good. And we Gold Sark our Dark Magician of Chaos. I kind of misplay because I forget Necroface brings him back, but you know what? He managed to Solemn Notice me and stop that, but then he Solemn Notice my Magician of Chaos again. So, you know, alright. And plus, when you Gold Sark and then bring him out on the field and then put him back, it does not keep up the, you know, add him to your hand thing. So, immediately in a pretty bad spot, I try to get something with Dark Arm Dragon, but end up just getting Scepter Blast and Soul Absorption, which isn't going to help me. I could get Activate Macros Cosmos to bring out my monster, but she's only going to have like 200 attack. So I draw into another Soul Absorption. Oh god, I'm sweating here. I don't know what to do. The Egyptian gods are going to fist me in a minute. Just completely decimate me right now. But, Escape from the Dark Dimension. This card is the tits. Immediately bringing back out, bam, Dark Magician of Chaos. Brings back out Gold Sarcophagus. We can Chaos Scepter Blast one of his monsters. We get a little bit of health here. That's just 1,000, but that's no big deal for us. It's so beautiful. Look at our life points really quick. We go from 2,400. Ooh, stop it. Oh, 12,000. So good. And just more and more coming. Soul Absorption's so nice. I don't like running at 3 because it's a bit of a -1, but I feel like 2 is just that magic number where you can completely just hurt your opponent's feelings by how much you dominate them. And Dark Magician of the Chaos Brigade.
It's some crazy shit, man.
So much fun to play. I feel like this manipulates a mechanic that they've tried so hard to stop us from messing with. I don't even know how to describe it. Alright, so. Light versus Dark Banish 2. You ready for this?
A little sad we don't have one, but that's okay. I'll bear with it.
That's true. That one, basically all that happened was we we were facing each other. That's a special thing I talked about earlier. We faced each other with Light versus Dark. I'm Light, he's Dark. And we ended up banishing one of our necrofaces, and then the other person's necroface got banished, and then mine got banished again, and then his got banished again. So we both have like 30,000 life points, and we're laughing our asses off, and we don't realize that time runs out. But yeah, let's go to Banish 2. You ready for this?
Yeah, boy.
3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright, I'm Light. He's playing the Dark deck. A little bit less experienced than me, but he's got some practice now. I start with a Shirayuki and my Helios. You want Helios in the deck, but you know, just one of my favorite cards. So cool. And we get Esper Star Sparrow. Now, again, not another thing you want to draw into, but hey, we do what we gotta do. And so I try to get Macros Cosmos just so I have a little bit of banishment going. It'll help him too, but you know, hey, I'm a nice guy. He keeps banishing Thunderbird for some reason. No one knows why. I think this is actually pretty funny because every effect he just keeps banishing Thunderbird.
I couldn't tell you why either. I thought it might have given me more attack.
Goes into Deadly Sin. He's hoping to get that 4,000 monster. I get Macros Cosmos. And the one time he should actually jump with Thunderbird when I Raigeki, he doesn't. So I'm a little bit confused. I have Helios out there. At this point, I just kind of want to get counters on Chaos Zone so I can, you know, start making plays. Honestly, I don't even want to start describing mirror match tactics because I feel like that would be an insult to the game. Like, oh yeah, if you happen to go against another person who's using a banishment deck. But no. Alright, so he brings out DD Survivor, right? And I use Shirayuki to start banishing everything and put him face down. Now my Chaos Zone counters at 6, so I'm able to bring back Decay and Synchro Summon into Angel of Zera. But I get rid of all that with Necroface because, you know, he's running Banishment as well. I don't want him getting anything with his counters. He's at 4. So at that point, again, also, this is like the only level 4 Dark Tuner that's decent because it can change its level. And if it's in the graveyard, you take 1,000 damage. It's like it was made for this deck. If you don't use the Banish Zone, this is gonna hurt you. But yeah, this was these were so fun to make. I'm so happy and proud I was actually able to use Helios in a deck at all. Yeah, you have any final words?
Not really, other than it was a lot of fun going against this deck. And being able to do the Light versus Dark duel.
So cool.
Dude, that was great. That was the coolest.
I'm sad we don't have that replay.
You know, it's alright. We got one of two.
That's alright. Alright.
Hey, I just want to say, all y'all motherfuckers better be thankful. He gave you 2 decks this time.
2? I gave you double
he is
the
graceful.
Decking. It was graceful charity.
He's giving you double the decks. I'm going to be decking him double the time.
Dude, I double deck. Okay, this is getting tricky. Alright, so thank you all for watching. If you have any ideas to improve these 2 decks, leave it in the comments. We'll make an update video about it. We'll have a great time doing it. So this is Xander Warrior, and that's fine, Rogue.
Adios.
Adios.